In Beijing, the China State Council Information Office is now briefing the news media on progress towards high-quality development of managing the country's water resources and also efforts to upgrade its ability to ensure national water security. And China holds only 6% of the world's freshwater resources, but must ensure water security and supply. Let's listen in for details.
女士们、先生们，大家下午好，欢迎出席国务院新闻办新闻发布会。今天我们举行权威部门化开局系列主题新闻发布会的第25场。我们非常高兴邀请到水利部部长国英先生。
Minister Li Guoying of Water Resources, who will brief us on the high-quality development of water resources and the development of water security and answer your questions. Joining us are Mr. Zhang Xiangwei, Director General of Department of Planning and Programming, Mr. Zhang Mingzhong, DG of Department of Rural Water and Hydropower, Ms. Yao Wenguang, DG of Department of Flood and Drought Disaster Prevention. Ladies and gentlemen, friends from media, good afternoon. Thank you for your long-term interests and support for the development of water resources. The 20th National Congress of the CPC has made it clear that we should enhance our capacity for disaster prevention, mitigation, and relief, and make concerted efforts to improve aquatic environments, water resources, and aquatic ecosystems, which charted the course for the development of water conservancy in the new era. And our ministry has fully implemented the guiding principles of 20th Party Congress and followed firmly the water governance guidelines made by General Secretary Xi Jinping of focusing on water conservation, realizing spatial equilibrium, balance systematic management, and make joint efforts of both the government and the markets, and his important remarks on water governance. We have made earnest efforts to promote the high-quality development of water conservancy in the new phase, which provide a robust guarantee of water security for building a modern socialist country on all fronts and advancing the rejuvenation of Chinese nation in all respects. First, we pay full attention to the prevention and control of floods and droughts. We have always put the people's life first and put the security of people's life and property at the first place. We aim to ensure that there will be no casualties, no reservoir collapse, no breach of important dikes, and no impact on important infrastructure, and ensure that the water supply security in both urban and rural areas, and make all-out efforts to address the serious floods and droughts. In particular, this year, facing the extreme floods in Haihe Basin in July this year, we analyzed rainwater situation and, on a daily basis, strengthen efforts to make forecasts, issue early warnings, conduct simulations, and draft contingency plans, and conducted the river basin flood control engineer system accurately. And 84 large and medium-sized reservoirs stored 2.8 billion cubic meters of flood water, and river control projects discharge floods in an orderly manner and 8 national flood storage areas had a maximum storage capacity of 2.5 billion cubic meters. There were no reservoirs collapsed, no important dikes breached, and 24 cities and towns, 7.5 million acres of arable land were protected from floods, and the evacuation of 4.6 million people was avoided, ensuring the safety of people's lives and property to the greatest extent. Second, we have implemented the National Water Network project. We have fully implemented the planning outline of the construction of National Water Network to build a national water network that is secure and reliable, high efficient, green and smart, unimpeded in circulation, and can be regulated orderly. The K-Water Network projects, including the South to North Water Diversion projects, water resources allocation projects around Beibu Gulf, and have been accelerated, and the construction of provisional and county-level water networks is making progress in an orderly manner. And we have carried out the revision of flood control plans for 7 major river basins and continue to improve the integration of river basin flood control project consisting of reservoirs, rivers, dikes, and flood storage areas, and improve the water supply projects in rural areas, and to promote the large-scale centralized water supply and the standardized construction and management of small water supply projects. From January to August this year, we have put into place an investment of 985.6 billion yuan in water conservancy constructions, and 23,000 new water conservancy projects have been started, and completed the investment of 736 billion yuan in water conservancy construction, which creating 1.9 million jobs, providing strong support for the economic recovery. Third, we have revived the ecological environment of rivers and lakes, and we have strengthened the supervision of ecological flow of rivers and lakes, and carried out the environment recovery operation for 88 mother rivers. Last year, the Beijing-Hangzhou Grand Canal was connected for the first time in a century, and it will be connected again this year. The Yongding River remains water-filled, and we have carried out a comprehensive management of groundwater overexploitation in North China and 10 key areas, including the Sanjiang Plan, Liaohe Plan, and we have initiated a deep groundwater replenishment. We will make every effort to ensure the water quality in the Danjiangkou Reservoir and its upstream basin to ensure the water quality in the middle route of the South to North Water Diversion Project. And we have continued to promote the soil erosion governance in key areas such as the upper and middle reaches of the Yangtze River and the black soil area in northeast China. Fourth, we have promoted the digital twin system for water resources management. We have completed the top-level design of digital twin system for river basins, water network, and projects. Implemented 94 pilot tasks and promote the construction of 48 digital twin system irrigation areas. It has played a very important role in flood and drought disaster prevention, allocation of water resources, and water management and protection. Fifth, we have established and improved water conservation system policies. We have fully implemented the water conservation strategy and adhere to the principle of developing the agriculture, the industries, the city in light of the water resources, and we have implemented national water conservation actions, promote agriculture water conservation, and as well as industrial water conservation. And we have strengthened the control of total volume of water consumption and its intensity, and enhanced the supervision of water consumption. And we have promoted full coverage of planned water management for industrial units. Enterprises with an annual water consumption of more than 10,000 cubic meters in the Yangtze River Economic Zone, and the implementation of a mandatory water quota management system in the Yellow River Basin to improve water use, the efficiency and effectiveness of water utility. Sixth, strengthen legal management of institutional mechanism. The Yellow River Protection Law was launched and came into effect on April 1st this year. And we will make every effort to study and implement the Yangtze River Protection Law and the Yellow River Protection Law and accelerate the development of supporting systems. Our ministry has worked with the Supreme Court, the Ministry of Public Security and the Ministry of Justice and other departments to launch a special law enforcement operation for the protection of rivers and lakes, and jointly implement a special operation for the protection of water resources in the Yellow River Basin. And we have deepened the reform of water conservancy, investment and financing, improve the operation and management metrics of water conservancy projects, and strengthen the river and the lake chief system, strengthen unified planning, governance, control, and management of river basins, and improve water governance and management capabilities. And so much for my briefing, and now I'm ready to take your questions. Now, please name the news agency you work for before asking your questions. Now.
这边吧，第3排这位男记者。
总台 CGTN 记者提问，请问水利部在复苏河湖生态环境方面做了哪些工作？有哪些实践和经验可以跟大家分享一下？在接下来的过程中会采取哪些措施
？For the revival of ecological environment in the river and the lakes, and what will you do next?
近年来，水利部
In recent years,
创新
our ministry
协调绿色
has fully implemented the new development philosophy.
认真践行习近平总书记
and delivered on the requirement by General Secretary Xi Jinping of conservation first, spatial balance and systematic efforts, and actively promoted integrated management of river basins, as well as systematic management, and we have stepped up the restoration of lake and river ecologies to make sure that the rivers and lakes are healthy. First, we have redoubled efforts in the restoration of dried up rivers and lakes. We have organized in northern China the ecological supply of rivers and lakes, and also the reconnection of the Beijing-Hangzhou Canal. In 2022, the scope of water resupply covered 48 rivers and lakes in 7 water systems of the Haihe River Basin, totaling 7 billion cubic meters of water. The majority of lakes and rivers in northern China now have flowing and clean water, and more rivers regained vitality, and many basins are now full with vitality. The Beijing-Hangzhou Grand Canal is for the first time in history, in 100 years, reconnected. We also carried out the restoration campaign for 88 mother rivers. We have adopted targeted plans in light of the conditions of the specific rivers and lakes to improve the water resources allocation, reconnect rivers and lakes, so that the damaged ecosystem will be restored. And second, we have made sure the ecological flow of rivers and lakes. We have identified the goals for ecological flow of 171 cross-provincial rivers and lakes and 415 intra-provincial rivers and lakes. We've taken measures such as unified control of water resources, strict control of water consumption, dynamic monitoring and warning, and strict assessment in order to make sure the goals will be delivered. In 2022, the qualify rate for major lakes and rivers was 90%, and 41,000 small hydropower stations across the country were covered by these goals, and this has played a major role to restore the connectivity of rivers and the restoration of ecosystems. And third, we have strengthened management and protection of rivers and lakes. We have improved the system of river and lake chiefs and the accountability system, and identified 300,000 chiefs at county and township levels, and also 900,000 village-level chiefs. We have set up a joint meeting system for provincial-level chiefs of 7 major basins, and strengthened unified planning, management, control within these basins, and have created a coordinated and interactive system for the management and protection of rivers and lakes. We have taken strict measures for the spatial management of riverbanks, including sand quarrying, and we have leveraged technologies like satellite remote sensing and UAVs to strengthen daily monitoring and patrolling, to raise the effectiveness of monitoring. In 2022, we tackled 29,000 cases of irregular occupation, excavation, building along rivers and by lakes, and the flood discharge capacities of rivers have been greatly enhanced, and the environment of rivers and lakes continue to improve. And fourth, we have sped up controlling of groundwater over extraction. We have stepped up the identification of the standards for consumption and level of groundwater, including the use of groundwater. We have taken a multi-pronged measures to continue our efforts to promote the integrated management for groundwater over extraction in northern China, and we have improved the reporting system on this regard. In 2022, in Beijing, Tianjin, and Hebei, the extraction of groundwater reduced by about 4 billion cubic meters compared to the level in 2018, and over-extraction was dropped by 2.6 billion cubic meters. The share of groundwater in water supply dropped from 51% in 2018 to 35% in 2022. The level of groundwater basically rebounded. And fifth, we have taken integrated measures to tackle soil erosion, including the prevention and protection of soil erosion and strict monitoring of soil erosion. And with these efforts, we have continued to improve the situation across the country and raised the quality and stability of the ecosystem. In 2022, the area of soil erosion is reduced to 2.65 million square kilometers, which is 83.5 thousand square kilometers less than the level in 2018. Next, our ministry will continue to focus on the revival of mother rivers, restoration of river and lake ecosystems, integrated management of groundwater over extraction, and the integrated management of soil erosion, so as to maintain the health of rivers and lakes and see that the functions of rivers and lakes are sustained. Thank you.
Thank you. This is Dan Murtaugh with Bloomberg News. Despite existing mitigation efforts, China was struck by severe flooding again this year, and climate change promises to bring more extreme weather in years to come. What new and enhanced measures is China taking to protect its people and prevent flood damage to its economy, including sectors like agriculture? Thank you.
请翻译一下。
彭博社提问：尽管近年来采取了很多减缓措施，中国近年来仍然遭受了很多较多、较严重的洪涝灾害。随着气候变化不断的推进，极端天气情况会越来越多的发生。请问中方采取了哪些新的举措来保证人民生命财产安全、国民经济以及农业等产业不受洪涝灾害的影响？
好，感谢您对中国洪涝灾害防御的
Thank you for your interest in China's prevention of flooding, and in particular this year in the Haihe River Basin, we faced the largest flooding since 1963. And I would like to refer you to DG Yao Wenguang on your question. Thank you for your question. Since ancient times, the basic water situation in China can be summarized by floods in summers, droughts in winters, lacking in the north and rich in the south. It is highly imbalanced, and there have been frequent flooding and droughts. Therefore, more effective use of water and disaster prevention have always been a national priority. In responding to each flooding, we have always put people front and center and implemented preventative measures. In recent years, we have overcome the autumn flooding in the Huanghe River, and also the flooding in the lower and middle reaches of the Yangtze River since 1961, and in particular in this year, facing the largest flooding in the Haihe River Basin since 1963. Our ministry have put people and life first and prioritized the life, safety, and property of the people, and make sure that no casualty occurs, no reservoir collapse, no major embankment is breached, and no major infrastructure is disrupted. We have taken a strong sense of responsibility at all times and take all kinds of preventative measures, and it's fair to say that we have achieved major success. First, we have had consultation and arrangement in advance. At critical moments of the flooding, we have transferred the opinions and decisions directly to the front line. For instance, in this year, in face of the flooding in the Haihe River Basin, our ministry started the Level 3 flood prevention emergency on the 28th of July and lifted the emergency to Level 2 on the 30th and assigned 26 task forces to the front line to assist our work. Second, we have stepped up prevention measures, including more frequent monitoring, and especially at storm centers and major flood discharge routes, we added emergency monitoring spots so that important information can be transferred to the front line. We also released flood forecasts, and including forecasts emergencies to the society and report the information to relevant provinces and departments. Also, during the severe flooding this year, the 5 provinces and cities including Beijing, Tianjin, Hebei, Shanxi, and Henan released 11.9 thousand flood emergencies and reminded local governments to transfer residents in dangerous areas, totaling 139.8 thousand. And also in Hebei, Tianjin, and Henan, they activated plans of flood storage and transferred residents in advance. Third, we have made more detailed water diversion. Following a systematic, science-based, and orderly principle, we have tasked the reservoirs in a more science-based manner. In our response to the flooding in Huanghe River, we tasked reservoirs and controlled the flow of floods at a proper range, which had effectively prevented the transfer of residents and damage to farmlands in the lower reaches. And also in the flooding in the Yangtze River, we tasked reservoirs along the river, and with the Three Gorges Reservoir at the center, including another 75 reservoirs. We have made sure that the crops along the river are not damaged. So it's to say that the water projects have played a major role. And this year, we have tasked 84 reservoirs and activated 8 flood storage and detention areas to effectively leverage the flood prevention system to stop the flood and mitigate disasters and reduce the loss to the greatest possible extent and protect the safety and property of the people. Fourth, we have strengthened patrolling. The water departments have leveraged their technical advantages and sent specialists to the front line and provide scientific guidance. In this year's response to the flooding, Beijing, Tianjin, and Hebei have organized 220,000 personnel to patrol and timely addressed 139 risks. With concerted efforts of all parties in the process of the severe flooding this year, no reservoir was collapsed, no major embankment was breached, and no mass injury or death occurred. And next, our ministry will work with relevant departments and localities to improve the flood prevention project system, promote the building of controlling reservoirs and embankments in flood prevention and detention areas, improve the management of major rivers, and we will also improve monitoring and forecasting systems of rain and flooding, promote the digital twin capacity building for basins, improve the systems, mechanisms, and rule of law, strengthen flood storage areas management and river space management to comprehensively enhance disaster prevention and capabilities.
第一排这位女记者。对。
谢谢主持人，北京青年报记者提问。我们都知道粮食安全是国之大者，那
Thank you.
灌区是粮食安
Food
全的基
security
础保
is a
障。
national
想请问一下
priority,
水
and
利部
irrigation
在灌区
districts
的
are
建
the
设和改造
fundamentals.
方面都
So
做
what
了
has the
哪些工
ministry
作？
done
谢
to
谢。
build and upgrade irrigation
这个问
districts?
题，请水利部农村水利司司长陈明忠同志。
And I will refer this question to Mr. Chen Mingzhong.
水利是农业的命脉，
Thank you for
我
your
国的
question.
气候特点
Water
和
conservancy
基
is the
本的水
lifeline
情
of
决
agriculture.
定了农业、丰
China's
产、
climate
丰
and
收
water
离不开
have
灌溉的保障。
decided that irrigation is essential
加
in
快
agriculture.
现代化灌区建设、
Our ministry
改造
have stepped up the
强化
modern
体制
irrigation
机制
districts
创新，
and also
充分发
innovation
挥
in systems and
灌
mechanisms.
区在粮
We
食
have
和
leveraged
中药农
the
产
role
品生
of
产中
irrigation
的
districts
主力军、压舱石的
as
作用。
major driver
截止
and
到目前，
stabilizer in
我国
food
已
and
经
major
建成
crops.
耕地
So
灌溉
far,
面
we
积
have had
10.55
irrigation
亿
area
亩，
of
占
1
全国
billion
耕地
亩,
面积的
accounting
55%，
for
生
55%
产了
of
全
total
国
farmland,
77%的粮食和
producing
77% 以上的
77% of
经济
food
作物。
and over
主要采取
90%
了以
of
下几个方面
economic
的措施：
crops. We have taken
一
the
是
following measures.
完善关排工程体系，
First,
已
improving
经
the
建
irrigation
成
project
大中
system.
型灌区7300多处，
7,300 medium and large irrigation districts have been built with an improved network of irrigation covering all processes. During the 14th five-year plan period, we have upgraded 1,200 medium and large irrigation districts, and when finished, it's projected that we can restore 17.8 million more of irrigation area and improve 117 more of irrigation area. This year, we have channeled 16.6 billion yuan from the central government to large and medium irrigation districts. That is 7 percentage points higher than 2022. So far, these projects are in good process. We are working with the Ministry of Agriculture to build these irrigation districts into high-standard farmlands so as to build an irrigation discharge system starting from the water source through canals to fields. Second, growing the irrigation areas. We have worked with relevant departments to compile a development plan for the farmland irrigation and with priorities, specific priorities, we will continue our efforts on this regard. And we will build some new water-saving and eco-friendly irrigation districts. And during the 14th five-year plan, we will build 30 new irrigation districts, and it's projected to have new irrigation areas of 15 million more, and improve irrigation area of 9.8 million more. Third, ensuring irrigation water supply. We make targeted assessment and projections according to the plant structure and water needs. And on this basis, we will step up control of major rivers and reservoirs and store water against droughts in advance. In facing droughts, in the light of the water sources in irrigation districts, we will take targeted measures to ensure the seasonal irrigation water for crops. And in this year's spring and summer irrigation, we have altogether 250 billion cubic meters of water supply covering all farmlands, providing strong support for crops including wheat, maize, and rice, and their harvest. Fourth, innovation in systems and mechanisms. We'll focus on water conservancy, conservation, and also the sound operation of irrigation areas. And we will also attract social capitals in the modernized irrigation districts. And basically, we will not increase the burden for the farmers. And on that basis, we have started 21 pilot irrigation districts and improved water fares and policy supplies. And we have built a batch of modernized irrigation districts with sound infrastructure. Thank you.
这边第二排，这边女记者对。
谢谢中新社记者提问。党中央、国务院印发了国家水网建设规
The
划纲要，
CPPCC and the State Council have published a plan for national water network, making clear instructions and requirements for building a national water network. So what is the process on that?
这个问题，请我们规划计划司司
And
长
thank you for your
向我们
question.
回答。
And I will refer this question to DG 张祥伟.
认真贯彻落实国家水网建设规划
Our ministry is firmly implementing
会
the
同有
plan
关部门或地方
and worked with
加快
relevant
推进
departments and
国家
localities
水网的建设，
to step up the building of a
取得了明显
national
成效。
water network,
主
and
要
we
表
have
现在
made
4个方
remarkable
面。
results.
一是国家
First,
水网主骨架和
The
大
main
动脉
structure and
加快完善。
arteries of the national water
南
network
水
have been
北调
improved.
东中线一期工程
Phase 1
这个
of
累
the
计已
east
经
and
调
middle
水
route project of the
654
south-north
亿方米，
water diversion have diverted water
直接
of
受益人口
65
1.76
billion
亿人。
cubic meters, directly
同时呢，
benefiting
我们积极推进
170
南水北调
million people.
后续工程
And we are
高质量
also
发展。
advancing the follow-up projects of the
2022
south-north
开工
water
建设
diversion.
了
In
南水
2022,
北调中
we
线
started
引江补
the
汉，
Yangtze River to Hanjiang River project
拉开了
in the middle
南
route,
水北调后续工程
opening
高
the
质量发
chapter
展的帷幕，
for the
这个
high-quality
工程
follow-up projects of
连
south-north
通
water
了
diversion.
三峡、
This
丹
project
江口
connects
这两
the
个
two major
国家
reservoirs
水网
of
的
the Three Gorges Reservoir
重要
and
基点。
Danjiangkou Reservoir,
这两个水库也是我们国家重要的战
and
略水
they are
库。
also important
可
strategic
将南
water
水北
sources
调
of
中
our
线连
country.
调水规模
And this project
由
will
95亿
increase
立方米
annual water diversion in the middle route from
115亿立方米，
9.5
进一步
billion
地提
to
升
11.5
长江
billion cubic
汉
meters,
江
and will further
和
increase
华北平
the
原的
capacity
水资源
of
的
water
承受调配能力。
resources allocation in the Yangtze
21
River,
批
Hanjiang River,
跨
and
流域
North China
跨
Plain.
区域重大
Second,
引调水工程
Some
建成发挥
cross-regional
效
and
益。
cross-basin water
引江计
diversion
划一
projects
期
are
就
up
是去
and
年
running.
已经成功实现
Phase
了
1 of the Yangtze River to Huaihe River
四通航
project was
长
finished
江
last year.
淮河实现了
And
历史性的牵手，
The Yangtze River and Huaihe
将在
River
保障
are
城乡
connected
供水、
for the
发
first
展
time,
江淮
and
航运、
this will play
改
a
善
significant
生态环境等方面
role
发
in
挥显
improving
著的
water supply in
综合
both
效益，
rural and urban areas,
汇集
developing river transport in the
豫
Changjiang,
两省
in the Yangtze River
一共
and
是
Huaihe River,
15个市
and improving the environment.
5100万人
And
口。
also benefit the
陕西引汉济渭
51 million people in
实现
15
了
cities
先行
in the
供水。
Anhui and Henan provinces.
长江
The Hanjiang to Weihe River project
在这个关中大地
was
我省
accomplished connecting the Yangtze River and Yellow River in Middle Shanxi province,
1400
and that
多
will
万人。
benefit 14 million
再有
people in
湖
the
北的
region.
鄂北水资源工
And
程
also
全线通
the
水，
Northern Hubei water
这个工
resources
程
distribution
将惠
project
及鄂北地区啊
is basically finished,
480多万人，
and it will
380
benefit
多万亩耕地。
4.8 million people in dry
30
areas in
国家
northern
水网
Hubei, and
骨
also
干工程
3.8
建
million
设明
of
显提速
farmlands. Third,
加快
major
滇
projects
中引
of
水、
the national water
黄河
network
流域
have
工
picked up
装、
speed.
珠江流域
we have stepped up the ongoing projects in the middle Yunnan province, the Huanghe River Basin, and also the Pearl River Basin. And last year, we also launched strategic major projects, including the Yangtze River to Huaihe River Phase 2, the Beibu Bay project, and also the Phase 2 of the water route of the Huaihe River into the ocean. And this year, we launched the Jilin Water Network project, the Xiong'an Canal in the middle route of the South-North Water Diversion project. And these will provide water security guarantee for national strategic national strategies and regional high-quality development. And fourth, we have coordinated the planning and building of water network at provincial, municipal, and county levels. Last year, we started 7 pioneering projects, and they gained experiences in organization, major projects, digital twin, water networks, and systematic innovation. With the guidance of these pioneering projects, many provinces are actively promoting the building of provincial and municipal level water networks to finish the last mile of the water network. Next, our ministry will focus on the overall goal of enhancing national water security protection and deliver on the plan for the building of the national water network and promote the high-quality development of the follow-up projects of the South-North Water Diversion, accelerate the preparatory work of a batch of major projects, and make sure they can start as soon as possible. At the same time, we will guide localities to promote provincial, municipal, and county-level water networks so as to finish the overall planning of the national water network. Thank you.
感谢主持人。中国日报社记者提问。那么，党的28个大报告提出全面节约战略。
The 20th CPC National Congress stressed we will implement a comprehensive conservation strategy and conserve resources and use them effectively. And on implementing the Conservation First policy and the National Conservation Action, what has the ministry achieved and what is the plan for the next?
节水方面的工作，还是请我们农村水利司司长陈明忠同志回答。
And this question will also be referred to DG Chen Minzhong.
2019年4月份
In April 2019, as approved by the Central Commission on Deepening Reform, the NDRC and our ministry published the Plan for National Water Conservation Action. Since then, our ministry have firmly implemented the Conservation First policy and led 20 ministries of the State Council to build a cross-ministry coordination system and worked with the NDRC to publish specific plans for each ministry and guided 31 provinces, autonomous regions, and cities to draw up provincial-level implementation plans. We have promoted overall control, conservation in agriculture, emission reduction in industry, urban loss control, major region redistribution, and scientific innovation. These are the 6 major actions, and we have also promoted reform in systems and mechanisms and achieved remarkable results. With the National Water Conservation Action, the efficiency and effectiveness of water use have greatly improved, and the awareness have greatly raised. In 2022, the water consumption per 10,000 yuan of GDP and per 10,000 yuan of industrial added value dropped by 33% and 50% respectively compared to 2015. And effectiveness of farmland irrigation have raised from 0.536 in 2015 to 0.572. And the national water consumption is within 600 billion cubic meters. The goals in the plan are basically accomplished. And with that, we have expanded development space through water conservation with a lot of social, economic, and ecology benefits. Next, we will continue to deliver on this strategy and give full play to the cross-ministry coordination system, step up coordination between ministries and localities, and continue to implement the National Water Conservation Plan. We will also improve monitoring and management, develop water-saving industries and technologies, raise public awareness, and so that water conservation will be done across the society.
好，谢谢主持人，我是澎湃新闻记者。中共中央、国务院印发的《数字中国建设整体布局规划》中提出，要构建以数字孪生流域为核心的智慧水利系统。请问构建智慧水利系统
We have known that the Ministry of Water Resources are promoting the building of digital twin system for water resources. And what is the progress and what will you do next? Thank you for your attention and interest into the building of digital twin system for water resources. Our ministry has fully implemented the important thought of General Secretary Xi Jinping on building a strong nation of cyberspace and his important remarks on the water governance. And we have taken the smart water conservancy construction as one of the 6 implementation paths to promote high-quality development of water conservancy in the new stage. And in accordance with the requirements of driven by demand, giving priority to application, the digital empowerment, and capability improvement. Make full use of the new generation of information technology to systemically build a digital twin system for water conservancy and providing forward-looking, scientific, accurate, and security support for water conservancy decision-making management. The digital twin system for water resources is an important measure to promote the smart water conservancy construction, and we have done the following 3 aspects. The first is to build a digital twin system for river basins. We have centered around the goal of supporting the unified planning, governance, control, and management of the river basin. And through improving computing power and optimizing algorithms, we have empowered flood and drought disaster prevention, conservation, and the intensive utilization of water resources, optimal allocation of water resources, and water ecological protection and governance. And we have accelerated the realization of digital mapping, intelligent simulation, and forward-looking preview of all elements of the river basins and the entire process of water conservancy management. Second is to build a digital twin system for water network. And we have centered around the goal of building a safe and reliable, high-efficient, green and intelligent, and unimpeded in circulation and orderly regulation, and focusing on ensuring the security of project construction, water supply, and water quality, and based on the full life cycle management of project planning, design, construction, and operation, realizing synchronous simulation operation, virtual and real interaction, and iterative optimization with the physical water network. Third, we have built a digital twin system for projects and we have centered around the goal of ensuring the safety of water conservancy projects and accelerated the application of building information modeling technology in the entire cycle of water conservancy projects, and realize online monitoring of physical projects, plan previews and problem discovery, optimize scheduling and safety assurance. Thank you.
第二排靠这边的这位，对，记者。
谢谢。封面新闻记者提问：今年中办、国办印发了关于加强新时代水土保持工作的意见。请问水土流失
This year, China issued the opinions on strengthening water and soil conservation work in the new era. So what will you do next to strengthen the supervision of man-made soil erosion? This issue I will refer you to Ms. Diao Wenguang.
谢谢记者朋友提问。关于加强新时代水土保持工作的意见，
Since the launching of the opinions on strengthening soil and water conservation in the new era, our ministry has fully implemented the decisions and arrangement of the CPC Central Committee and the State Council and formulated implementation plans in a timely manner and clarified division of responsibilities and work requirements. According to the statistics, in 2022, the national soil erosion area dropped to 2.6 million square kilometers, a decrease of 83,500 square kilometers compared that with 2018. The soil erosion situation continues to improve. First, we focus on the protection of soil, and we have implemented the most strict system and rule of law to protect water and soil resources. And we have fully implemented the soil and water conservation with the means of satellite, remote sensing, and other means, and to find relevant violations of laws and regulations and handle them in a timely manner. Second, systemic management. We have promoted the comprehensive management of water and soil erosions, and focusing on the upper and middle reaches of major rivers, black soil areas in the northeast, and south to north water diversion source areas, and the Three Gorges reservoir area, and make efforts to improve the environment for small rivers. And third, reform and innovation. And we have strengthened our capacity for water and soil conservation management to form a water and soil conservation rate system at the levels of the nation, the province, city, and county, and establish a coordination mechanism for soil and water conservation among ministries and form a working model that is participated by the whole society and the various governments and departments and led by the party. Regarding strengthening the supervision of man-made soil erosion, we will focus on the following three aspects. First, we will build a whole process supervision system and implement the water and soil conservation plan system for production and construction projects in accordance with the law, and improve the standards for soil erosion prevention and control, and make differentiated and targeted requirements based on the realities of different regions and industries. The second, establish precise and efficient supervision mechanism. We will use remote sensing supervision as a basic means to carry out supervision on a regular basis of the water and soil conservation. And we will introduce a credit system of the supervision. We will focus on the supervision of enterprises who have a bad record and make it more intelligent. Third is to strengthen interdepartmental coordination of supervision and law enforcement. We will establish a mechanism for connecting administrative law enforcement with criminal justice and cooperation with procuratory public litigation to give full play to the role of judicial department.
谢谢主持人。南方日报南方家记者提问：党的20大报告提出优化基础设施布局、结构、功能和系统集成，构建现代化的基础设施。
We will build a modern infrastructure system with a better layout, structure, and more effective functions and greater system. So, how did the ministry implement this instruction, and what will you do next? I will refer you to Mr. Zhang Qianlin.
水利是现代化基础设施体系的重要组成。
Water conservancy is an important part of the modern infrastructure system.
中期、远期的系统规划。
And our ministry has adhered
和增量
to short-term, mid-term, and long-term system planning
基础设施的布局
and
结构、功能和系统
accelerates
集成。
the optimization of water conservancy infrastructure layout, structure, functions, and system integration. In terms of the layout, China has issued planning outline for national water network construction. And we have made top-level design and strategic arrangement for the national water network construction. Our ministry has worked with relevant departments and local governments to accelerate the revision of the south to north water diversion plan and improve the main framework of the national water network. And this year we will complete the revision and approval for the national water network construction at the provincial level. And third, we will continue to start the revision of flood control plans for 7 major rivers. In terms of structure, we will continue to improve the structure of the national water network. And based on major rivers and important lakes, and we will accelerate the construction of K water diversion projects. For example, the south to north water diversion project. And we will set standards for the river dikes construction in the major rivers. And we will accelerate the construction of K water network projects at the provincial level. For example, projects in Yunnan province, Sichuan province, and Qinghai province, and to improve the construction of water network at county level to improve connectivity between rural areas and urban areas. And we will continue to accelerate the construction of K water control projects in Guangxi province, Guizhou province, and accelerate the construction of K flood storage areas. And in terms of functions, we will consider multiple functions such as flood control, water supply, irrigation, shaping, and power generation, and ecology, and other functions, and strengthen joint control of water projects in the river basins, improve water resource control capabilities, give full play to the comprehensive functions of the projects, to give a full play in the of their role in the economic benefits, social, ecological, and safety benefits, and in terms of system integration. And we will strengthen the forecast, early warning, simulation, and contingency plan of the digital twin system, and make it more digitalized and intelligent. And next, we will accelerate the improvement of the river basin flood control engineering system and speed up efforts to revive the river and lake ecological environments and strengthen the legal management of water resources so as to provide a strong guarantee for Chinese modernization.
第一排。
谢谢主持人。中央广播电视总台央广记者提问：农村供水关系到亿万农村群众的生产生活，请问目前我国农村供水工程体系和管理体系建设情况如何？
How is China's rural water supply project system management system? What has the ministry done to promote water supply in rural areas? And I will refer to DG Chen Mingzhong. As I said, water supply in rural areas based on the life and production of rural residents. Our ministry have realized that water security in rural areas is key to consolidate the outcomes of poverty alleviation and promote rural revitalization. We have taken multiple measures to enhance the capacity and the level of rural drinking water security. First, promoting urban-rural integrated water supply on a priority basis. Where is possible, we have connected the water supply of rural and urban areas and integrate the water supply networks in rural and urban areas. And whenever it's possible, we make sure that the supply are from the same sources and in the same network. We have leveraged both the government and the market. Apart from fiscal inputs, we've also used different channels, including the local government's debts, bank loans, and social capital to pool funds for building. From January to August this year, total investment for rural water supply projects was 98.9 billion yuan. And including funds from the fiscal funds, government, and also bank loans and so on. 73.7 billion are already used, and we have started the building of more than 15,000 projects, and 9,000 are finished, benefiting 38 million rural residents in terms of rural water supply. And second, we have started a special action of quality enhancement for rural water supply. From the 1st of April this year, we started the implementation of the sanitary standards for drinking water. And on that basis, we have worked with the environment departments and also health departments to step up the identification of rural drinking water protection sources. We have installed defection equipment and made sure that there are daily assessments of water samples. And also, we are stepping up the building of a water quality protection system from the sources to users. Third, we have increased the protection for small water supply projects. In places where the unified water supply pipes cannot reach, we have taken specialized measures to build small water supply projects. and we have reduced the rural population that drink stored water. We have stepped up assessment and monitoring of drinking water so as to have early detection of the problems and early solution to these problems. And also, we have made sure the supply of drinking water while fighting floods and droughts to satisfy the basic needs of the people. We have worked with the financial departments to allocate 3 billion yuan for rural water supply projects maintenance, and also 4.52 billion in the maintenance funds. And fourth, we have accelerated the professional management of rural water supply projects. We have promoted the unified management of county level. For larger scale projects, we follow company methods, and for small projects, they are entrusted by specialized companies to improve the management. We have improved standardized management of rural unified water supply projects, stepped up the digital twin building projects, and also improved the water fare creation and collection systems so as to sustain the rural water supply projects. Now we have altogether 6.7 million projects benefiting 870 million rural residents, and these projects have covered 57% of rural residents. Thank you.
时间关系，我们最后一题吧，第二排。
谢谢，我是凤凰卫视的记者。2022年10月30号，黄河保护法由全国人大常委会。
The Yellow River Protection Law was adopted by the NPC Standing Committee last year and put into place on the this April. So, what will you do to implement this law? The implementation of the Yellow River Protection Law provides legal guarantee for promoting ecological protection and high-quality development in the Yellow River Basin. And we will firmly perform our legal duties and implement the Yellow River Protection Law on the following 6 aspects. First, set up efforts to build supporting systems. We will make it clear the requirements for the construction of supporting system for the Yellow River Protection Law and speed up the formulation of relevant supporting system and improve the standard system of water conservancy of a river basin and promote the coordination of legal systems and regulations. The second is to improve the water conservancy planning system for Yellow River protection and management. And we will make earnest efforts to evaluate and revise the implementation of relevant plans in the Yellow River Basin and effectively play the guiding and restrictive role of the planning. And at present, the plan for the protection and utilization of important river banks in the Yellow River Basin has been approved and implemented. And third is to strengthen the water and silt regulation and flood control. We will improve the water and silt control system and accelerate the building of a river basin flood control project system, mainly composed of reservoirs, rivers, dikes, and flood storage areas, and accelerate the establishment and construction of controlled reservoir projects, and accelerate the improve the standard for the flood control projects in the lower reaches of the Yellow River and the construction of upstream dikes force to promote conservation and intensive utilization for water resources in the Yellow River Basin. We will still focus on the water conservation and strengthen constraints on water resources consumption, and implement the total amount and the intensity control system, and strictly control water resources withdrawal, and win the battle of deep water conservation and water control in the Yellow River Basin. Fifth, to strengthen the protection and restoration of water ecology in the Yellow River Basin, and strengthen the management and control of ecological flow and ecological water level, and focus on the prevention and control of water and soil erosion in key areas, and monitored man-made soil erosion and carried out management of groundwater overexploitation. 6. Improve the capability of river basin governance and management. We will establish and improve the joint meeting mechanism of river and lake chiefs at provincial level, and strengthen law enforcement synergy, and strengthen mechanisms building with relevant departments to improve the law enforcement effectiveness, and we will work with Supreme Court, the Ministry of Public Security and the Ministry of Justice to carry out special law enforcement actions for river and lake protection. And we will work with the Supreme People's Procuratorate to carry out special actions for water resource protection in Yellow River Basin to effectively improve river basin governance and management capability. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That was the Minister of Water Resources and also other officials briefing the media about managing China's water resources and efforts to upgrade its ability to ensure national water security. And according to the officials, in 2022, national key river and lake ecological flow compliance rate exceeds 90%. Accumulated ecological water replenishment is about 7 billion cubic meters in 48 rivers and lakes. And more importantly, effective measures have been taken to effectively ensure all types of reservoirs remains intact in the big flooding in China. And CGTN will give you more details about this press conference. That's it for this edition of The World Today. I'm Li Dongning in Beijing. Thanks for watching.